You are listening to episode 73 of the Peaceful Mind Podcast. Welcome to the Peaceful Mind Podcast, a place for creating the peace of mind you need to be the best mom you were created by God to be. If you want to bring more balance, more joy, and more peace to your motherhood, this is the place for you. I'm your host, certified life coach and Catholic mom, Danielle. In the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, let's get started. This week's episode is titled Busy to Balanced, and it is also the title of my new group life coaching program. When I would keep record and poll my clients and those interested and those that came my way about what their current struggle was, what was challenging the most for them in this time of their life, this stage of motherhood, the answer was always something to the effect of, I wish that I could feel more in control and more peaceful about all that I have going on in my life, that I'm juggling a lot, that I feel like that there's never enough time and that I'm tired of being frustrated and tired all the time. And they wanted some balance. They wanted to feel in control and peaceful about the life that they were living, wanting to feel like they were doing a good job at being the mom that they had dreamed of being. And the word balance came up more than any other word before. And so I want to address that today and to have you have some takeaways on how you can step into being and feeling that you have balance in your life, no matter what you've got going on, no matter what circumstances you are facing, the situations that you are in, and how much is on your plate, so to speak, because balance is a feeling. It's a feeling, and all feelings are generated by our minds, by our brains. Our brains are our most valuable creative tools. It is what God gave us in order for us to navigate and create for ourselves here on earth. And of course, as faith-filled women, we know that, first of all, He created our brain, right? And that we also invite Him along to bless our plans and to be with us and to infuse our hearts and minds with His higher thoughts that kind of help us as we navigate and balance it all in this life. Now, balanced is the place where we are after. And this episode is for those that are currently feeling busy or frazzled, or in my case, my story is involved being overwhelmed, right? And I want to, first of all, offer that busy is not a badge of honor. To be doing all the time and not bringing a presence of mind there has us staying stuck and in motion and not being able to get to a place where we are enjoying the present. And that is where all of our power lies, is becoming more present in our lives about what actually is going on. What are the circumstances in our current life? What is it that we no longer want to have in our life? What do we need to let go of? And that includes the way that we used to think about our lives in the world, and knowing that there is an option for you to think and feel differently going forward, especially if you want to create different results than what you have right now. So, of course, I want to invite you to be a part of Busy to Balanced and really dive in, take everything that I teach you on this podcast to a whole nother level to be applied on your personal circumstances in your life. But I just wanted to take today's episode to reintroduce myself to those who don't know who I am or are new listeners. And I wanted to speak to the main aspects of the moms that I help. And if you hear me explaining what this new group will focus on and you find that I'm speaking straight to where you are in your life right now, then I want to welcome you to check out the link in the show notes to find out more and sign up with a call so we can get you enrolled and start this new year off. And so, first of all, I just want to say, hi everyone. I am Danielle. I'm a Catholic woman. I'm a wife. Been married to my husband as of the release of this podcast for 21 and a half years. I'm a mom of 3, and right now they're all teenagers. I have twin girls and a son, and the girls are heading off to college next year. I'm a certified life coach, and I love being able to say I am the host of the Peaceful Mind podcast, what you're listening to right now. This is one of my favorite things to do, is to teach and coach and help in this way, where it is an avenue that is open to all of those in the world. And I just love being the host of this podcast. And I want you to know that my story goes that life coaching, having a life coach, getting consistently my brain worked and looked at every week, and becoming certified and applying the tools and concepts that I teach to you here on the podcast and to all of my individual clients and upcoming group, that for me, it completely changed my life. And several years ago, I didn't look that way. I felt out of control, and I felt really kind of guilty about it because I believed I should be content with all the blessings around me. The truth was that I felt stuck, and I was doubtful about what I was capable of. I was anxious a lot of the time, definitely overwhelmed, putting a lot of blame on my outside circumstance, right? If only I didn't have this particular boss, or if only the construction workers would be doing this, and then I would feel better. And I was also in a state of lack. I always felt like there was a lack of time and a lack of money. And definitely I was feeling that there was a lack of peace. And I just felt out of balance with my life's purpose because there was this kind of yearning. And I know that just the Spirit was nudging me in a different direction. And that all changed when I learned what I now teach to you. And I truly can say that right now, I live a joyous, peaceful, and balanced life. And this is what I want you to know is possible for your life too. And for all of those who are current clients right now, they know that when you join me on this path to peace and possibilities, that as soon as you make that commitment, your goals become my goals too. And I am forever more dedicated to maximizing my potential in this life. I'm going to do my best to maximize all the gifts that God created me with and all the potential that I have of fulfilling to make an impact, starting within my own family, and then, of course, to my community, and then on the world and to all of you. And I want you to know that I will help you and can help you do the same. Do you know that you were meant to be a happy and healthy mom? And when I say healthy, I mean mentally healthy and emotionally healthy, and then, of course, physically healthy. I want you to know that you can stop feeling that you should be figuring this all out, though, on your own, and you can start getting to the place of peace and balance that you want in your life, and it can start right now. I know if you're anything like me, I would pray. I would pray for God's help, and I would believe that He heard me, but still, I couldn't find myself making traction on some things that I wanted to overcome. I wanted to feel better more of the time. I wanted to be less frustrated and less defeated when I would kind of gear myself up and go after something and then ultimately feel like I couldn't sustain it. I wanted to stop being so busy, having to do all of the things. I was juggling an outside vocation job, all that was required of me for my family. I also had high standards for my home and being the one to do everything when it comes to getting my kids to the activities, and that all that there was on this never-ending to-do list. I wanted more time to just care for myself and fill myself up and do the things that kind of lit me up so that I could show up as my best self for my family. I felt like there was a lot of areas that I was kind of failing. And I know that a lot of that had to do with my perfectionist tendencies back then, where really now what I know is that you always kind of feel a little bit like you're failing because there is no total destination of perfection. And so you're always going to fall short there. But I just thought that was true, that was my truth, that I was falling short. And now I know that was just a thought error and a mentality and something that I had just kept thinking and believing. And so, of course, I felt bad. I worried a lot, especially about if I was doing enough for the kids, right? If I was being a good enough mom, especially when I would make mistakes and not show up as my best self, right? And I felt kind of stuck. I felt stuck because in my heart, there was more that I knew, but I just wanted to feel more in control and just really be enjoying life, right? Because I saw that the kids were growing up so fast, and I was always focused on, this part of the year. And then once you had that, then it was time for something new, like if it was at the holidays or school starting or, getting the kids ready for a sacrament. And there was just always something more to do. And I was missing on what was going on in my life right now. But there's something I want you to know right now. If you are feeling this same way that I just described, I want you to know that it's nothing broken or that needs to be fixed about you, that there isn't anything wrong with you. When clients come to me, they are literally thinking it's physically like that it's them, right? That there's something they're not getting, that they weren't born with in their DNA. And I just want you to know that that's not true, that you are perfect and whole and 100% worthy and a child of God. And it's literally just the way that our brain is, how it functions, that you just don't know yet. And it's that part that I offer you. And once you do, you see your life in your world and why you're doing the things you do and what keeps you repeating the same patterns, and that it's something that is sort of easy to fix, right? And that it's not a whole bunch of these problems that you need to fix. It's only really one. It is the way your brain works, understanding it, and then putting into place for yourself the way to tap in to the brain to work for you, right? So just know that you are just a human being with a human brain, and you're living a human life. And that the current way you're using your brain, that's what's causing your unhappiness. And you can make the changes you want, but you first have to focus on changing your brain. And like I said, it's easier than you think. And this gift that God gave us, though He's the ultimate creator, we know He gave us free will, and He gave us this brain, this way to co-create with Him while we are on this earthly experience. And there's not a million things that you need to solve of your problems right now. There's only one. It's your thinking. And I personally now know how to use your brain to get the solutions you are looking for. And I want to help you get it. Because once you do understand the workings of your brain and put it to work for you, you then become empowered to create any result that you want. Whereas before, you're thinking that you needed to solve all of these different things in order to get there. But I want you to thrive as a wife and a mother, both at home and if you're balancing outside the workplace too, like if you're working outside the home. You get to organize your life in a way that you start to see and feel peace around this kind of divine order that is there, that I couldn't see before when I just kept myself busy doing. I've deepened my relationships, and so can you with all of it, your kids, your family, your friends, your coworkers, your boss, and of course, you'll deepen your relationship with God. And I want you to know that what's available to you is a deep sense of self, never doubting your worthiness again. I make that one of my number one missions, is that let's just put that aside. Let's just never doubt that again. Let's never question our worth. Let's just lay that one over here and never pick it up again. And a lot of us like to go to our past, but I want you to know that life coaching, it's future focused. And what matters is what you're thinking and feeling today that will have you creating and moving forward to a new future. And I help you stay out of the past, except of course we can hold on to those beautiful, wonderful memories. I just want you to know how to let go of really what's not serving you. And as I've mentioned in podcasts before previously, that I want you to see failure in a different way, that it is a way to overcome your fears and grow to your highest self, and that you are able to feel failure, but see it as a learning experience when that happens. And then once you learn to overcome your fears, you can stop playing small and just get to living out your dreams. I want you to step out of guilt and overwhelm and confusion and worry, and instead direct your mind to peace. Because do you know that guilt, overwhelm, confusion, and worry, do you know that they don't serve you in one way, like not one, in any capacity at all? And our brain goes there a lot, right? And so I know how when that happens, how it's not a problem, but I can get you out of it faster. I can teach you the tools of how you can get yourself out of there more quickly. And you'll just find freedom in your schedule and freedom from your limiting beliefs that you've just gained over the years that you've been alive, and you've just practiced these beliefs so much so that it feels true to you. But I want you to make your self-care a priority. I want you to make your well-being and your emotional and mental health a priority, because on the other side of that is all that you're longing for, right? We're longing to show up and be the moms and the wives and the friends and the daughters and the sisters that we want to be. But if we are not taking care of ourselves first, it's impossible for us to give from a place of overflow. I want you to tap in to this internal power you have, that then once you do, you start to see the changes show up in your external life. So this is why I am introducing to you Busy to Balanced, which I believe is your path to peace and possibilities, because it was that way for me. And I want you to become more clear on what you can focus on that will be serving to your life. And I want you to stop focusing on the symptoms, but rather the cause. And the cause is your brain. And once you see this and understand it and know how to tap in to use it, clarity emerges. And the next steps of your path, of your life in the direction you want to go will be illuminated. It will light up. And I created Busy to Balance to be in a group format because, we weren't created to go at this life alone. And we have a human desire to be in communion and have fellowship with others. And progress is more quickly made when you are in like that group setting. I myself am a member of 2 life coaching groups. And that support when others show up in similar challenges and have similar focus and goals, it's hard to explain, but I'm sure you have some experience where a group and seeing other people, what they were going through and how you learned, how that was helpful to apply to your life too. And then having your brain just kind of shown to you by someone else who can actually see what's going on in your life. The way we like to explain it is like if you're in the jar, you can't see the label on the outside. But through coaching, you have individuals and you have a coach who can see the label, what you can't see, and then actually help you as you're inside your own life and own brain. I have lots of testimonials from those who have worked with me and who have changed their life. And I just want to offer a few. So a couple things that Raquel said is that she's been given back control over her brain and she knows now how to let go of limiting beliefs. And through this work, she has been shown how it's possible that she can have joy in her life no matter the circumstances. And I've also received some words and feedback from Maggie. And what Maggie says is that life coaching changed the trajectory of her future. And the truths that she needed to embrace to stop getting in her own way, she faced. And because of it, now her marriage is stronger, her approach to motherhood is more peaceful, and her dreams are no longer being placed on hold. And now, where she lacked it before, she's now full of confidence. And she has lots of gratitude and a heart that is finally trusting bigger in God's plan for her life. If you want some of these same things that these ladies have acquired, then I urge you to look into being a part of Busy to Balance. And here's some of the other greatness that you will learn when you are part of this group. You will tap into your God-given power to create anything you want and revitalize your emotional and mental health. You will learn how to feel better about everything, regardless of how many kids you have, what the scale says, what the state of your home is, and you'll be less frustrated and enhance every relationship. You are going to be able to get done more in less time. You are going to be unstuck and you're no longer going to question your worth. You'll learn how to release judgment and how to take responsibility and how to love unconditionally. And the best, you are going to change your limiting beliefs and you're going to start to believe new things. My ultimate favorite, where I started and have now overcome, and you are going to overcome overwhelm in your life as well and step into a new peace. Like it was already mentioned, you'll strengthen your confidence. You'll let go of people-pleasing and perfectionism. And you'll just live an abundant, peaceful, and more balanced life, the one that God meant for you to experience. And there's no better time. There's no better time than now to change your life. Even though I know that maybe your brain's telling you it's too good to be true. It's also your brain's going to tell you, don't change things up. You've already kind of got the routine, and this sounds like it might be hard, right? Your brain will tell you, it'll give you all kinds of reasons why later would be better, that not now is not a good time. It'll say you don't have enough money, don't have enough time, or you don't have enough energy at this stage of mom life. And ultimately, you should be able to figure this out on your own. And if you do, you'll eventually figure it out, right? That's what your brain is all going to tell you. But the truth is, you're only going to delay having the life you want, and now is the perfect time to make the most of it. If you are here and listening to this, I feel like, because I always ask God to connect me with those who He believes might be suffering on one side, and He knows my gifts, and to connect us if He deems that His will. So I want to invite you to not let another year go by before you start really enjoying your life and have the balance you desire. If you want to learn more about how long and what you get in the program, I will have a link in the show notes. And just know that you deserve to have this kind of self-care and development and this skill set for your mom life. And the investment for it will give you the skills to utilize then for a lifetime. And I want you to join others who have testimonials that this was life-changing for them too. And if you check the link out, you will also get the answers to the most frequently asked questions when those are considering to join me on this path to peace and possibilities. I want you to know that the balance you seek and the peace you seek, it's available to you. And if you are ready for more peace and you want to start making the possible happen for you, I want you to know I've got you, and I welcome you to come join me inside of Busy to Balance. The new group is starting soon. Thank you so much for being here, and definitely take a look at your current life right now and see if you are in a place where you feel like you are busy and juggling it all. Know that it's easier than you think to get to the place of having the balance that you want. You deserve it, Mama, and you are worthy of this worthy path. All my best to you, and I will talk to you again here soon. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Peaceful Mind Podcast. Are you ready to take everything I teach you here and put it to work for your own life? To really learn how to have peace of mind no matter what is happening around you? If so, I'd love to have you as a client. As your coach, this is where you'll get personal and focused time on your own mind, using life coaching tools, concepts, and proven life-transforming wisdom, all through a faith-filled lens. To learn more about how we can work together, come on over to danielleteenel.com. There, you'll see how to sign up for a free coaching consult and learn how to get started. Until next time, peace be with you always.